All right, guys, it's after 11 o'clock, so we're starting our service now. And I'm so happy to see so many people here. So many people. So thank you so much for coming. And as you know, we have a potluck today as well. After the service, there will be food to eat, hopefully lots of it. So we request, first of all, that you silence your phone. If you haven't done that, please make sure that gets done. You can tell I used to be a teacher. May this service bless each of you on your spiritual path. Those of you that are here in person, those of you that are joining us on Zoom or Facebook, and all of those who are with us in spirit. My name is Celeste Kroll, and I'll be guiding you through the beginning of this sacred service. I know that there are some first-time visitors, and some people have been here years ago, but it's been a while, so we consider them a first-time visitor because not everybody knows them. So will you please raise your hand so people know? Yes, 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 yes. Look at all these first-time visitors. Thank you so much for coming, and guess what? You're going to get a rose. And then some other people are also going to get special roses too if there's some left over. But those are, if I said if, we'll see. But we're so happy that you're here. And then you're also going to get an information packet about our church, but we're so happy that you are here. All right, so online visitors, by the way, may see our website at unitygainesville.org. And for those of you that haven't been to unitygainesville.org, you will be amazed at all of the information that is on that website. I have to admit, I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was shocked at how much new stuff is on there. So that is a great place to go, unitygainesville.org. All right, so starting, let's see. I invite you to stand up, and we're going to say our vision, mission, and core values. So thankfully they're here, so we can all say this together. So the vision, all right, centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. All right, and then the next one is mission. Together, through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. The last one is core value. So, I am spirit-led. I am generosity. I am gratitude. I am inclusivity. And you may be seated. So our overall theme for this year is to align with the natural rhythm of the seasons. It's a way to deepen spiritual awareness and connect with the flow of creation itself. And right now, as you know, we're in winter, and our core idea is stillness and vision. Our focus is deep reflection, setting sacred intentions, and trusting divine order. The series container is In the Silence, I See Clearly. Now this last one, the anchoring thought, we're going to say together. It's short. Together. In stillness, I remember who I am. All right, and now we have the evocation by our minister.
Hey everybody, what's up? I said, what's up? Today is extra special, right? So Reverend Charlotte, can you please stand up? This is her very first talk. Okay? I told Charlotte, I said, this is the coming out, right? This is the moment. Because you do a thing, and then you're like, oh yeah, I got ordained. And then you stand up in front of family and friends, and you offer inspiration as it passed through you. And so we see you, we love you, and it's being recorded. Okay, don't forget. Okay, all right.
I want to ask everyone to go take out your cell phone and check if you're on the Unity Wi-Fi and disconnect. We're having a little bit of a signal interference on the live stream, and I think this will take care of that. So if you can just put it on airplane mode if you don't know how to do it. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gabe. Keep us tight. So as y'all know, we're revamping our sound system, our internet. Y'all, we're gonna be up and coming. All right. We're not there yet, but if you can detach from our Wi-Fi, that might help as well. Okay. This is our moment of evocation. So I invite you to take a cleansing breath and allow these words to be the words of your own heart. So we sound the bowl for the first time, affirming that there is only love. There is only love. So if you can repeat after me, affirming, there is only love.
There is only love.
We sound the bowl a second time, affirming that if there is only love, then we are both the embodiment of and expression of love. Repeat after me. I affirm.
I affirm.
I am the expression of love.
I am the expression of love.
Finally, if there is only love, and there is, and we are the embodiment of that love, then our reminder this morning is to take all of who we truly are into everything we experience. Repeat after me. I affirm.
I affirm.
To take all of who I am.
To take all of who I am.
Into everything I experience.
Into everything that I experience.
So it is.
So this is a beautiful piece by Morricone. Maybe some of you will recognize it as one of our favorite pieces. It's called Gabriel's Oboe.
Thank you so much. So many of us know this, but for those of you who don't, Manuel and Bernice have been playing together for over 50 years in love, okay? So whenever we hear this music, we know it actually is coming from a partnership, right? They're talking to each other through the ethers. So at Unity, we love to celebrate. Did we have any birthdays last week? Any birthdays? Okay. How about this week? Okay, nobody this week. Okay. You got a birthday coming up? Okay, 21. 70, okay. You don't look it. Bernice, oh my goodness. How old are you? No, let me guess. 18. Yes. Bernice, happy birthday. Any other birthdays? Okay. Gabe, yes.
Okay, so we're still having a sound issue. It hasn't happened the last couple of weeks, so I'm thinking there is so many people here. All right, another request, just go ahead and turn your phones off. So hopefully this fixes the problem.
Gabe is doing good, y'all. So this is good. All right. It's good to be reminded that we actually do have some technological things happening, right? So there are many of us in our community who join service remotely. And so if you watch service on Zoom or YouTube, you know the technical difficulties already. Those of us in here, we may not be aware of it. So thank you, Gabe, for reminding us that, yes, this is the area of our growth, just as we did a fundraiser for our deck, and that is on the way in the next couple of months. Yes. And as we know, our floors are new, so we are in the process of like renovating, and so the sound system, our much needed and much loved sound system, is is moving on. Okay. With that being said, any anniversaries or milestones happened last week? Okay. Okay. And lastly, we know in our community that healing looks a lot of different ways, right? Healing it may come in the form of our body temple, right? Those little aches and pains. And then many of us in our community are moving through the grieving journey. And we know that there is no finish line when it comes to loss. And so we want to wrap our arms around all those in our community who are moving through that grieving journey. And we see you and love you, knowing that the down days, we with you, and the up days, we are with you. So in our evocation, we do a thing. The first thing we say is, there is only love. So if there is only love, we can give and receive some good love. Can y'all say good love? I want y'all to rub your hands together and extend your hands to those around you and repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are. God in expression. We love you. We celebrate you. And we wrap our arms around you on your sacred walk. All right, keep those hands up. So it's some new faces that you may not have seen in a while. Say, hey, girl, we getting lunch. I ain't forgot about that coffee date. I don't know your name, but I'm going to get it after service, okay? This is that moment. All right. So we light this candle. This is our unity candle as a symbol of the connection that we all share. That when one of us celebrates, we all celebrate. When one of us is moving through healing, we're all healing. All right, Celeste, we'll give it to you.
Okay, we're now in the portion of community highlights. One of the things I already mentioned about unitygainesville.org, but I also want to mention a very important part of our church, which is the e-blast. If you want to know what's going on, you have to go to the e-blast. It comes out every Friday, and the way to get on it is this connection card. And the connection card is located in the, I found out the name of this room, I never knew it. It's the ante-room. That little room as you leave here, that little room is on the side on the table, but you fill it out and then give it to the office, and you will get on the e-blast. And Star does a fabulous job of putting so much in it, and we so appreciate what you do, Star. I have to tell you about the e-blast, because then you won't be asking about anything because you're going to know it. All right. A new program is being offered you won't believe for those new people how many things we have going on. It's amazing. We have a new program being offered on Tuesdays at church from 10:30 to 12 noon. You will learn skills for deepening your spirituality. It's with a group of people, and it's facilitated by Christina Gilman. Christina is right here raising her hand. She's she has a lot of information to share, and she is very well versed in facilitating this kind of thing. She's done a lot of it. The first session is free. Other lessons are $12 per session or $30 a month. The care team is Terry Robinson here? So Terry Robinson is one of the co-directors of the care team, very important group because they help those people that need help at times, particularly those of us that are alone by ourselves. So the care team is ready to help those in need, and they can help in a number of ways, and you would call her if you need help, and she will work to get someone to help you for what you need. I have her number here. It's okay, Terry, if I give it? So the number is, if you got something to write on if you think you may need it, 786-203-5777. Also, the care team is looking for volunteers, too, because we really hope to make this more active, where people that really need the help, they're stuck in the hospital or who knows, that we have people that can help them. A great class has begun. I'm part of this one, but you can join at any time. It's on Zoom, and it's called A Deeper Dive. And our LUT, Carla Palmer, raise your hand, Carla, not everybody knows you, is teaching the class, and we're reading this awesome book. I couldn't believe it. I'm underlining a whole bunch of stuff. It's so good. It's called Practical Metaphysics, A New Insight in Truth by Eric Butterworth. And the really cool thing about this book is it's how to live a better life, which is part of unity. How to live your best life. It's right in this book. I can't tell you. I've got chills just thinking about it, how good it is. So anyway, you have a choice of either Tuesday night from 7 to 8:30 on Zoom, or Wednesday mornings from 10 to 11:30 a.m. So you have either in the and you can join at any time. And the tuition is $12 a class. Now there's another new thing. Well, starting again, it's not really new, and Bonnie Kilgore is going to tell you real quick about it.
On February the 5th, which is the first Thursday of the month, we are starting A Passion for Words again. All writers are welcome. If you write music, books, poetry, recipes, songs, you're welcome to come share your work and get kind, considerate feedback. And it's from 10:30 to 12 on the first and the third Thursdays here at the church in the back room, in the boardroom.
Okay. So for all writers that don't have a full-time job during the day, think about it. All right. As you probably saw, our pot love is today. Help with cleanup would be appreciated. I'm just saying. Last time I didn't get home till 4 o'clock. We have a prayer. This is something you need to know. We have a prayer partner available in the back of the sanctuary before and after church who can pray with you, and they will have a privacy a screen there, so it'll be in private. There's a prayer clinic also available the first and the third Sunday after the worship service in the sanctuary, and you can learn the power of affirmative prayer. And we also have an interfaith men's group that's on the third Thursday of each month here at 6 p.m. I think I have everything. We'll see. So and now we're doing our inspiration talk by Noel Woolley.
This couldn't be a better daily word for me anyway. It's called zeal. I bring my zeal and passion to life. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote, in his 94th year, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. His example shows me that regardless of my age or station in life, zeal is a divine gift. A part of me, always mine, to call upon. I feel enthusiastic and energetic about life. I express joy and excitement as I live, love, and share myself through service. I am purposeful, passionate, and positive. I live authentically and make a bold impression on the world. I share my talents and gifts with a spirit of generosity and service. I begin each day with eagerness and end it with gratitude, happy to share my zeal. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. That's from Psalm 100, verse 2.
All right. Noelle was like, we done, y'all. Let's wrap it up. She said, service over. Okay. All right, y'all. So today we got a special talk coming from Reverend Charlotte, but there is something also that is as equally special. Reverend Carla, can you talk to us about something big happened yesterday? Real big.
Something's coming, I don't know. Well, yesterday we had orientation to people who wanted to become Unity members, living, and they will have the authority to vote at our annual meetings. They will have the authority to select people on the board and all of that. But at the same time, we didn't really talk about that yesterday. We talked about our faith, and I was so impressed with everybody there, and it's just a wonderful thing. We talked a little bit about the founders. I told a little story about them, and then just different things. And people had such deep questions about, well, what does Unity say about this? What does Unity say about that? And so I think you're shaking your head. I think we had a lot of questions answered, and I never know what anybody's going to ask, and so there's no way to prepare for that. But it was gorgeous. It was just beautiful with that. So
Thank you, Reverend Carla. So what we're going to do is something a little bit special. So we're going to get the blood flowing. So if you can stand if you're able, and we're going to get in a big circle. Okay, a big circle. And everybody who attended the new member class, let me get you in the middle of the room. Let me get you right here. Come on, Brand, Rodrigo, everybody. Let me get y'all right here. Y'all didn't know this was coming. I hope you did. It's a wedding. You got it. Donald said it's like a wedding. Oh, we got petals. Wow. Okay. So, everybody, when you say you're going to be a member, it's not like a member of a gym, right? Where you could like pay your dues and not show up. Right, right. When you say you're going to commit to a spiritual community, what you are doing is you're saying that I belong to this space, that I commit in love and heart to these people. And when you say, oh yeah, this place resonates with me, I feel home, that is something special. And I want to say that there are many of us who come often who may not have become members, and I hope you feel home. This dedication feels a little bit different, right? For those of us who have gotten married, the relationship changes. I don't care what you say, right? You love the person, but something happens when you say, I do. It's like, whoa, you feel it, right? And so when you say, I am a member of Unity of Gainesville, what you are saying to the world is that these are my people, that I see many paths to the same destination, that I see divinity both within and out. I see myself as an expression of what we call God. And that when we say, I love you, we are tapping into a universal force field that heals, that transforms, that lifts. And so what I would like us to do, so in this moment, I want y'all to receive, okay? All right. For all of us, I want you to extend your hands to those in the circle. What we're going to do, we're going to pray in the way that we pray here in Unity. And that is affirming the truth that is, okay? All right. So all those on the outside, I want you to imagine that you are sending love. And the mere thoughts of you sending love is you sending love. So we're going to pray in this divine moment. We affirm that everything is divine. That includes me and those around me. We see you as whole, as perfect, as loved, as compassionate beings, because I am that also. We wrap our arms around you. We walk with you. We celebrate you. In your time of need, we are right next to you. We love you. All right, y'all, those on the outside, I want you to just kind of wrap your arms around yourself, right? And so this is a traditional way where we send love. So all you're going to do is just open your arms and extend it. We're going to do that a couple times. So you're just gathering the love gathering the love, and we're going to send it. Yes, Bonnie. Yes. All that love over there. And one more time, we're going to gather the love. I see you, Christina. Christina is bouncing that love. Yes. All right. Last time, we send our love. Okay. Welcome. All right, y'all. Let's give some hugs. Let's give some hugs. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. Bernice and Manuel, thank you so much. As a child of the 90s myself, Enya's Only Time holds a very special place in my heart, so I thought it was appropriate that it was sung today. Hi, Gainesville, Unity of Gainesville, Florida. How we doing? I am so happy to be here with you all, and I am so grateful that you are all here with me now. 1 month into 2026, and quite a lot has happened already in 1 month. I know that I still kind of feel like I'm processing 2025 a bit, externally and internally. But as a raise of hands, if you feel like sharing, how many of us celebrate the New Year resolution tradition, partaking in New Year resolutions? Okay, I see you. I think resolutions, all right, Noel, yeah. I think resolutions are great. I think there is great honor in wanting to grow oneself and expand and evolve. But the world that we live in is constantly asking us to look ahead, to produce, to optimize, to meet that deadline, to set that goal, to become the very next best version of ourselves as quickly as possible. And as Celeste was so beautifully sharing, that's not how nature works. Nature has seasons. And that's what we're doing here with Unity. We're honoring the seasons. We have summer and we have winter. We have growth and we have rest. And I think in Western culture, we've lost that period of incubation, of reflection, of looking back long enough to actually digest what we've learned and what we've lived through and be able to integrate what has been before we continue moving forward. So in recent years, I've started paying attention to the moon and her cycles. I got a moon calendar. Anybody here got moon calendars? Yes, all right. Yes, so with the moon calendar, the lunar calendar is how it's called. The new month starts on every new moon, basically when the moon is the darkest in the sky. And there is a lot of sacred intention with every month when we start on the new moon. And so my interest in the moon and paying attention to her got me into the Lunar New Year. Is anyone familiar with the Lunar New Year? All right, Alexandra, I see you. So the Lunar New Year, also known as the Chinese New Year or the Spring Festival. Okay, yes, so we do have some people familiar. It starts on the new moon that is in the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Typically, that falls sometime between January 21st and February 20th. What's today? January 25th. Oh my gosh. And it's a threshold in this Chinese tradition to essentially honor the sacred space between an ending and a beginning. So right now, we are in that sacred space. Power. And with every Lunar New Year, there is essentially an archetype that is assigned to that year. It's chosen from 12 animals, and those energies of the animal that's put with each year essentially holds the container of how the energy is going to manifest that year. Each year carries the specific energy of that animal. And every year, that animal is then associated with an element. And there's 5 elements: air, fire, wood, metal, earth. Yes. I'm not going to go through all the 12 animals. You'll have to look that up later. And the element gives texture to the animal. So it kind of helps shape how that energy is going to move and unfold throughout the year. And in this past year, does anyone know what we were in this year, what we are in right now? Shout it out. The snake. We have been in we are specifically in the wood snake. Until February 17th, we are still in the wood snake. And in Chinese tradition, the snake is associated with deep intuition, with shedding what no longer fits. It is gentle, subtle power. It does most of its important work beneath the surface. So this past year wasn't about external production and moving quickly ahead. It was about laying foundation, about fertilizing the soil, about paying attention to what needed to be released instead of wanting what wanted to be built. Snakes grow by shedding what no longer fits, and for many of us, this showed up in different ways. It could have been endings, it could have been identity shifts, it could have been dissolving of certain roles, perhaps some limiting beliefs. And this can be uncomfortable. This can be really uncomfortable because it's disorienting, it's emotionally tender, and we're shedding before a new skin is fully formed. If this past year felt hard, if it felt like things were being stripped away, my friends, you were feeling the energy of the snake at work. And so I said wood snake. So the wood element brings in themes of organic growth, renewal, root systems strengthening underground. But wood doesn't grow overnight. We know this. This year wasn't about visible results. It was about laying foundations, restoring inner resources, and preparing the soil. The wood snake year functions like a gestation period. It asked us what no longer fits the person that I'm becoming. Am I holding this close enough to my mouth? I just realized now you can really hear me, huh? All right, if you can't hear me, just let me know. Where did pressure shape me rather than break me? And what is still forming that doesn't need to feel rushed? The year of the wood snake was not asking us to sprint forward. It was asking us to listen more deeply, to shed what was no longer true, and to trust that what was forming in the silence would reveal itself in time. Everything that felt too hard, too chaotic, too much may have been the exact compression needed to shape you into the next expansion of you. If 2025 was hard, you felt the energy of the wood snake at work. You can share if you want. I know I did. I felt it pretty hard, but we don't have to. Now, I heard Alexandra say on February 17th, we are transitioning, someone shouted out, into the fire horse. And the energy shifts dramatically. If the snake whispers, the horse moves. The horse is associated with freedom, passion, creativity, forward momentum. And when you add the element of fire into the mix, that energy becomes fast, expressive, expansive, and visible. This is a year that rewards movement, but only when that movement is grounded. The year of the wood snake was the inner honing, a year of hard-earned preparation. Snake gave us that inner foundation, and now horse is inviting us to run. But if we skip the integration, if we don't take time to listen to what we have learned, we risk moving fast in a direction we may later regret. So this time of reflection holds immense power. Reflection and intention is very important, but it's hard to do through the noise. It's something that really can only be found truly in the stillness. Eckhart Tolle, who I think most are familiar with, he said, and I quote, "When you lose touch with inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. When you lose touch with yourself, you lose yourself in the world. Your innermost sense of self, who you are, is inseparable from stillness. This is the I am that is deeper than name and form." End quote. For a long time, I personally struggled with stillness. And if I'm being honest, I still have an interesting relationship with her. I lost touch with myself. I was lost in the world. Stillness and reflection were not something that I was easily accustomed to. For much of my life, it felt like I simply didn't have access to it. I lived in fight or flight. My mind constantly analyzing, thinking, living in past and future, my nervous system on the brink, my body clenched, racing, holding tension. And I was dealing with a lot, unbeknownst to me, in terms of chronic challenges. And when I was 28, I experienced something really amazing. It was a spontaneous healing. My body started healing from an old childhood injury, an injury that twisted up my spine and impacted me from head to toe. And my body began untwisting from a locked, compensated stature. And at that point, everything in my life came to a standstill. It was incredible. I was experiencing euphoric relief from deep chronic pain that I had considered was normal and just accepted and thought was my fault. But it was also very intense, this process. It demanded my attention and my energy more than anything else in this entire world has in this lifetime so far. It made it very challenging to eat, made it very challenging to work, made it very challenging to sleep. My friends that don't get good sleep, we are familiar that sleep is the glue that holds reality together, and when that stops, things get pretty shaky. But as time progressed, my body's natural wisdom began to take over. I started holding certain positions that just allowed the shifts to ease and the shifts to continue in the healing process that they were already doing. But my mind was not a part of it. My mind took a complete backseat. I many times didn't know why I was holding certain positions. Until then, I would begin feeling the relief and understand that my body just somehow knew. I spent long stretches of time with my eyes closed, internally mapping, internally feeling the sensations, creating micro adjustments to help along the shifts. And the equation for the process plays out essentially the same every time, and I say plays because this is an ever ongoing process. I experience a deep tension and tightness and pressure up my spine to the base of my head and behind my eyes. And then that starts pulling my mind in. So my mind feels like static. Thinking becomes very difficult, and focusing feels almost impossible. But I soon learned that that's the cue. When my mind feels like that, when I feel like I'm being pushed out of my body, that's when I needed to go into my body, to ease the tension, to be able to cut through the noise that was building within me. I let my awareness drop into my body. I focus on my breath, and I let it guide me. And it's taught me a lot, and it's provided me with incredible gifts. The first, relief from chronic pain. If anyone has ever experienced chronic pain, and then it's lifted, it's truly one of the most amazing gifts on the face of the earth. And those that are continuing to carry chronic pain in your bodies, my heart extends so deeply to you, because it's a hard walk. And the second gift, one I did not expect, was stillness. Once the physical tension eased, stillness wasn't something that I had to pursue or go searching for. It was just there. It had been there the entire time, beneath the noise of my body, beneath the noise of the world. And from that stillness came intuition with a clarity I had never experienced before. An intuition that felt grounded and calm and certain, as opposed opposed to the suspended excitement that I was so used to, trapped in my mind. I've heard the saying, the world shouts and spirit whispers. And I believe intuition is how spirit whispers to us. I also think spirit whispers to us through those fun little serendipitous synchronicities that get laid out, but that's for another talk. For me, my body became the doorway to accessing this stillness, this deep intuitive space. I have a spiritual teacher, he terms it the center of the center, and I quite like that. The center of the center, the core of you, that pure divine love, that connectedness to all that is. And easing tension into the body, bringing breath into the body, it can help guide us to that center. Paramahansa Yogananda said that stillness is the altar of the spirit. And in this stillness, we are communing with Source, with the Source within us, with our higher selves, with that deep, wise heart of our being. From this still space, there is immense power in your intention. And there is immense power in what surfaces. And oftentimes, what surfaces has a clarity to it. I'm sure we've all experienced that moment where we're starting to drift off, and we let our mind just let go and release its clench. And as our mind is sinking into that liminal space between awake and sleep, all of a sudden, we get that solution to the predicament that we've been tossing around for a few weeks, trying to mold and figure out. And a lot of this work, I really do believe, is nervous system work. But actually, before I go into that, I want to just make a comment that not all bodies are the same. Many things impact our ability to access stillness within our bodies. For some of us, this body is something we simply want to unzip and walk out of. I am familiar. My heart goes out to you. And that's okay. I'm simply offering what has worked for me. If it does not resonate with you, please take what does and leave the rest. So the nervous system, I think it comes back to the nervous system. Everything we experience in this life is filtered through the nervous system. A body that's in fight or flight is going to respond very differently to a body at rest. I'm sure we've all been there where we're in that argument, it's kind of getting heated, we say something in the moment, and then we come back later having to apologize for how we acted. Once we've calmed down, we can think a little bit more clearly. The nervous system dictates everything that is filtered through these bodies. And sometimes something as simple as breath or humming can shift us out of a state and allow us to return to this stillness. It can allow us to access our nervous system and help quiet things down or return back more to its natural state. The power of sound, sound is subtle, but it is very powerful. And it's a powerful healing modality. I experienced that firsthand this past year. Sound at the most basic level is a vibration. It's a physical wave moving through space, through matter, through us. And our bodies are not solid in the ways that we have historically thought they were. At the most basic level, we are movement, our atoms moving, our cells communicating, sending electric signals to one another, rhythms pulsing through our bodies, our nervous system, heartbeat, breath, brain waves, all oscillating and responding to frequency. When sound enters the body, it doesn't just stop at the ears. I mean, I think we can hear when Bernice plays the glissando, we're not just hearing that in our ears, we're feeling that in our hearts. You can feel it in you. When it enters the body, it travels through tissue, it travels through fluid, through bone. It can influence our nervous system, our stress response, even the rhythm of our brain and our heart. This is why sound has been long used as a healing modality, and thankfully science is beginning to catch up now. Research shows that sound can help shift us out of fight or flight and into rest and repair. Sound can slow the breath, lower stress hormones, and guide the brain into calmer, more receptive states. My heartbeat was going a little harder than usual this morning, but as soon as Bernice and Manuel started playing, it calmed me so much. Thank you. And here's what was especially profound for me to learn this past year. Our voices are perfectly tuned to the cells within our bodies. No one else's voice matches your body the way that yours does. Your own voice carries vibration that is uniquely yours. When you hum, when you chant, when you laugh, we all know laughter is good medicine, right? This has an effect on the body. It allows you to stimulate, if we want to get into it, you're most likely stimulating the vagus nerve, but that's another talk. And it's the path, Gio knows. And it's a pathway that tells your body it can soften. You create this gentle internal vibration. You invite coherence, a kind of internal harmony, back into the system. And to do so, sound does not need to be loud. It does not need to be performative. Sometimes it's just a simple hum or a tone, perhaps a giggle or a quiet vibration that helps the body remember its own rhythm. I hummed a lot this past year, trying to get my voice deep into my body cavity and fill as much space with my voice as possible. And I really think that had pretty profound effects. And it just feels good too. There is incredible power in your voice. So whenever you can, hum, sing, chant, laugh. It's quite literally medicine that is allowing your body to get back into its natural state. So as we close out the year of the wood snake and prepare for the year of the fire horse, Bernice, this is your cue. This is your cue. So as we close out the year of the wood snake, thank you, and prepare for the year of the fire horse, this is your invitation to go into the stillness, to go into your center of your center, to reflect on what you have learned, what you can let go, and to set clear intentions for your path forward. And remember that the body holds immense wisdom and power in accessing the stillness. I would like to invite us now to go into a guided meditation. So if it is your practice, I invite you to close your outer eye. And there's nothing that you need to do, nothing that you need to force. Just allow yourself to arrive. And begin by bringing your attention to your breath. Notice how it feels moving in and moving out. Notice where you feel it. Perhaps it's in your belly, maybe your chest, or your throat. Wherever you are, wherever your breath is okay. You are right where you are meant to be. And if you feel your mind jump in, that is okay too. Simply bring your attention back to your breath. Notice where your body is feeling supported. Perhaps it is your back against the chair, your legs beneath you on the seat, or your feet on the floor. And if you feel called, you can put a hand on your heart chakra or on your belly to bring your attention there. Just notice what you notice. We're not trying to look for anything or place meaning on anything. Simply notice the sensation and be with it. As you stay with breath and the sensation, notice what happens when you don't try to change anything. Notice how the body begins to settle on its own. Perhaps the spaces in between the breaths may begin to widen. The effort starts to soften. You feel your shoulders relax further from your ears. Your face unclenches and softens. And without doing anything, you begin to notice a quiet presence underneath it all. Feel into the stillness beneath the sensation. It's not something you need to reach for, not something you need to create. It's already there. And as you rest here, notice the quality that emerges. You might feel warmth or spaciousness or simply a soft steadiness. Whatever is here, let it be enough. And feel the natural connection, that quiet knowing of your belonging, your connectedness to all that is. And as you rest here, gently invite your awareness to the sense of the divine love. Feel its warmth and its presence. And I invite you to silently offer this affirmation. The divine is working for me and is taking care of everything. I am right where I am meant to be. This place is always available to you. It is the natural ground of who you are. Your breath is a gateway to it. Your body, a doorway. Your voice, a healer. And when you feel ready, begin to gently bring your awareness back into the room. Notice the surface beneath you and the sounds around you. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, take a fuller breath. And when it feels right, you may open your eyes and return to this space and time. Thank you.
She did it. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much, Charlotte. That was beautiful. Excuse me, Reverend Charlotte. As y'all know, this is the practice. You get up here and talk for 20 minutes. What you're really doing is you're just like moving through years of journeys and stories and experiences that compress to allow yourself to be a vessel. So yes, in the stillness, I know who I am. Can we say that? In the stillness, I know who I am. We're going to move into our giving and all that love that we just felt. We're going to super imprint that on our offering. So if you could take whatever it is you have to give and just place it over your heart and repeat it after me. Divine love expressed in me is me and as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. All right, Miss Gwen, what happened today?
Well, today, and we have a little one coming in a minute. There she comes. Today we had this story called The Invisible String. I think I told you a little bit about it last Sunday. And we and we found out in the story there were two children and mom at home, and a thunderstorm came along, and they got so afraid that they ran in to be with mom. And she said, "You don't have to be in here. Wherever you are, we're connected with an invisible string. My heart to your heart." And so the story went on. They asked all kind of silly questions about, is our string connected to Uncle Brian, who is in heaven? Yes, we have an invisible string. So today we made our string visible. We sat around the hula hoop and we threw the string back and forth and taped it around. If we had had a lot more children, they would each have one. So we had a few children, so we did it several times. And the first thing they made was a star. The shape just happened. And I wanted to say that your invisible string to my husband, who has surgery Thursday, worked. We have an awesome prayer group here, and he's home today.
Thank you, Ms. Gwen. All right, y'all. So we're going to bless our kiddos, both here, nieces and nephews abroad, grandkids, neighbors, all the kiddos, and the kid within. So if you can stand if you're able. And we're going to rub our hands together and send our love and repeat. Actually, we can read together on the screen. Children, you are perfect just the way you are. the divine, magnificent outpicturing of Source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one. We love you. We love you. We really, really love you. All right, y'all, let's circle up. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, because we are divine and all is well. All right, y'all, one last thing. If we could look at the camera in the back of the room, we have loved ones who are unable to be here. We see you as whole and healthy, and we can't wait to wrap our arms around you. Everybody, we got a pot love. Enjoy.